Amid fears of a ground offensive in Lebanon, the Israeli forces rained fire on Hezbollah targets in Beirut and areas bordering Syria. This even as the Lebanese militant outfit continued rocket barrage in Israel, firing more than 40 projectiles, according to Jewish media. Meanwhile, in another big hit, the Israeli forces took out the chief of the Hezbollah's drone operations in an airstrike. Take a look at this report for more.
Israel continued its airstrikes on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon amid fears of an imminent ground assault in Beirut and beyond. Testifying to fears of deepening and widening West Asian conflict, Israel claimed Hezbollah launched a fresh rocket barrage, firing over 40 projectiles into its territory. The Israeli forces responded with fresh airstrikes, one of which took out Muhammad Srour, also known as Abu Saleh, the chief of Hezbollah's drone unit. The Lebanese Health Ministry too confirmed the Israeli airstrike, claiming that it left 2 dead. According to sources, Srour commanded multiple drone and rocket attacks on Israel. With the conflict threatening to escalate further, it now remains to be seen if the Israeli forces launch an all-out ground offensive in Hezbollah territory.
In a big exclusive conversation, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan of the IDF spoke to the public. In this conversation, big exclusives have been dropped amid the fiery face-off between Israel and Hezbollah. Listen in to this explosive conversation.
How far have you been able to achieve some of the objectives with which you announced that the new phase of the war has begun?
I think that Israel finds itself in a very complex situation, still fighting on 7 fronts simultaneously, Gaza being the first one, now the Lebanese front opening up and becoming even more complex and tense, as you correctly put it. But there are still incoming rockets and missiles from Iraq and Syria and Yemen. And of course, we're fighting Palestinian terrorist organizations in Judea and Samaria, what some people around the world still call the West Bank.
Put the focus currently on the ongoing operation. The fact that you are trying to dismantle the military infrastructure of a terrorist group like Hezbollah, how much of that has been achieved? And how is it different from what you have done back in the year 2006?
Yeah, it's important, I think, for the viewers to understand the context. That's why I started with the bigger picture, because this isn't happening in a vacuum. And I'm sure that millions of people in India aren't following West Asia as closely as we are, and hence the context. Now, what's going on in Lebanon? I think so far, and I say this very carefully because we'll have to see if it stands the test of time. So far, the last 2 weeks of Israeli operations against Hezbollah have been very successful.
Colonel Jonathan, I want you to elaborate for all our viewers. You say a severe blow has been served to the military chain of command of the Hezbollah. Would you be able to define that for us as far as who are the top leadership of the Hezbollah who've been eliminated in the strikes that have been carried out over the last 48 hours?
Right. So essentially, Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, and 2 other senior officials are the only ones left in a group of about 20 senior commanders in Hezbollah. The rest have been eliminated by the IDF in targeted eliminations based on live, updated, and very accurate intelligence. Yes, this strike occurred about 45 minutes ago in the heart of the Hezbollah neighborhood in southern Beirut, so-called Dahye. We're still waiting for final official confirmation that the target of the elimination was indeed eliminated.